Hey guys, Asher coming at you today with another Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guide. Welcome to the video. I'm glad to have you here today. Today we're going to look at a campaign farmable rare champion. I've said many times on the main channel that this is a champion that most folks should go for first thing after their starting champion. If you're watching this as a new player, perfect time to go ahead and unlock and upgrade Warmaiden. Or if you've been playing a while and you haven't upgraded her yet, hopefully I can show you what you've been missing in today's video. So we have, this comes from a viewer request. Crackle Crack says, I reckon you should do a campaign rare next like Warmaiden or Spirit Host. Spirit Host will be coming here, but thank you, Crackle Crack. We have over here in the Dreadlands, the stage 9 of campaign, Warmaiden is a rare champion drop, a rare drop too. So if you farm long enough in any of the stages here, you'll get your hands on Warmaiden. She's easy to recognize. She's the naked barbarian almost here in the Barbarians faction, obviously. On the A1, she has ferocious attack, attacks one enemy, 30% chance of placing a weak version of poison for one turn. Might not sound like much, but it's helpful in the early game against Dragon and even Clan Boss. Again, I'm talking early game here, especially when it comes to Clan Boss. Opportunity Strike is her A2 ability. You don't even need to book it down. It's just a 3-turn cooldown, attacks one enemy, has an increased attack buff on this champion and places an extra hit if the attack is critical, and the extra hit cannot be critical. We'll talk more about that ability when we see her in action. And then we see the Crumbling Blast A3 ability. It's on a 3-turn cooldown when booked, and this is worth booking. So I would book her until I get this A3 all the way down. If you don't need to waste the extra books on the damage from the A1 and the A2, go ahead. If you don't want to waste any books on this champion, just be super patient and continue farming. Like, use all your food and XP farming just in the Dreadlands till as long as you get enough copies of Warmaiden to use those dupes as a way to book her, and then you can switch things to 12-3, and farm there for a little bit more silver and experience. But there's nothing wrong with going Dreadlands stage 3 as well. It's not going to be that big of a difference, and eventually, again, you can get your hands on some other pretty cool champions. Berserker's not a bad champion. Shield Guard's not a bad champion at all either, and then enough Warmaidens to book her out with dupes. So really, really cool there. If you're a brand new player, you can use duplicates of a champion in lieu of skill tomes to upgrade their skills. Crumbling Blast is 100% decreased defense, the big version on a 3-turn cooldown. Warmaiden, here 4.5 years after the game was released, is still the only rare to have this ability. 100% big version decreased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. That makes her one of the most special rares in the game, a rare that everybody should go for, because not only can she help you in the early game, in the mid game of Raid Shadow Legends, she's also going to be paramount in terms of getting through some of the more challenging Doom Tower hard special rooms. I still use her in some rare only secret rooms because it's hard to find good debuffers in the rare category. So, great champion, definitely worth everybody picking up. Even if you missed out on her early, it's worth picking her up right now just in the campaign. Again, just farm that, the Dreadlands until you get a copy of her and you're going to be A-okay. Unfortunately, no lore, on this champion, but let me go ahead and show you how I have her built out. I'm also going to show you Warmaiden on my free-to-play account, and we'll just compare basically Warmaiden with bad artifacts and decent artifacts. So here she is in a decent artifact build, guys. I like to keep it super simple with Warmaiden and just go with accuracy and or perception. Perception, of course, the better version of accuracy sets. You get that 40 accuracy, and that brings us to stat priorities on this champion. Getting that accuracy up is going to be number 1. After that, sure, you can go for crit rate. So again, stat priorities, I would say number 1 is accuracy, speed, crit rate, and survivability over attack, right? I'm not prioritizing attack too much on this champion. Sure, she can actually deal a significant amount of damage, but really, she's not going to be your main damage dealer pretty much on any team. It's a nice to have a supplementary damage dealer on your squad, but for the most part, your starting champion is going to be your main damage dealer, and Warmaiden's going to set the table, especially in the arena. You want to build her faster than your nuker. Can't say that enough. Build her faster than your nuker because she is, again, setting the table for your nuker to come in once she applies the decrease defense, which, again, is the big version, and it's going to give tons of extra damage, okay? So, in terms of masteries on this champion, I want to do them with you guys. I find it useful to kind of do masteries alongside you guys in these champion guides. That way we can talk a little bit about the options that we're making. Let's go ahead and start in the support tree. I guess I can push myself back over for that reason. So we're definitely going to pick up support. We want to get the pinpoint accuracy, basically the 3 quintessential charge, focus, swarm smiter, and pinpoint, the accuracy masteries. Then because we have 3 basic sets on her, we're going to pick up Lore of Steel for that extra bonus on those stats. And then we're going to pick up Evil Eye, Master Hexer, a chance of extending the duration of that decreased defense can be incredibly powerful, so let's go ahead and pick that up. And then I like getting Sniper too, just to bump up the chance of placing that small version of poison on her A1 ability. If you don't have her booked, Sniper's going to help you out as well. Bring that from a 75 land rate to an 80% land rate until you do get her booked out. So that's what I would go for on the support tree. And then I will push over here and we'll do our offensive tree. I'm going to go with crit rate. I'm going to go with crit damage. If you don't need crit rate, why bother? Go with Blade Disciple instead and get that extra attack, right? We're going to come down, pick up Life Drinker, a little bit of healage there. We'll pick out Single Out. Sorry, I'm kind of like blocking the masteries here. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. There's no safe place to go here. I'm just going to hug the left-hand side, go with Methodical, and end with War Master on this champion. She does have a single target attack on the A1. So for me, tier 6 options for her, I think that War Master is pretty much the no-brainer. Let's see. Heals this champion by 10% of their max HP the first time an enemy is killed. You know what? I'm probably going to go with Heart of Glory over that. Increase damage inflicted by 5% when attacking with full HP. Get a little bit more damage out of this champion. So in terms of a blessing on Warmaiden, guys, I'm a big fan of Phantom Touch. You can add to her base attack, pretty solid. Then you get that 15% of inflicting bonus damage proportional to this champion's attack, which isn't that difficult. When we look at her base stats, 1321, it's actually a pretty solid base attack for a rare champion. Even 14.7 on the HP is, dare I say, fairly solid, you know, at least average to slightly above average for a rare champion. Defense, though, at 727 is pretty low. So we talk about this, you know, pretty much every guide that we do here. If I see a defense that low, you know, I'm talking high 600s, low 700s like this, it gives me one indicator that I probably want to go with HP percentage and defense flat stat, because obviously it's going to be scaling off of the base number here. So for that reason, I went HP percentage on the chest, and I would advise you guys consider doing the same, especially in the early game. It's really important to keep her alive, more so than maximizing her attack. You'll be able to get that attack anyway in substats. It's not going to make a massive difference, guys. Speed on the boots, going to be pretty much imperative on this champion, and then crit rate on the gauntlets, okay? I go accuracy on the banner. If you can get accuracy just from the substats, or you run a triple accuracy or triple perception like I do, and you don't need 373 accuracy because you're not using her in the end game, nothing wrong with going with more defense. I would probably go defense on the banner. Now, if her defense was 900 and her HP was 12,000, I'd go HP on the banner instead, and I put defense percentage on the chest, you know? So anyway, we went crit damage on the amulet. If she's dying, don't go crit damage on the amulet. Go with defense on the amulet instead. And then I went defense for the reasons I told you about on the ring as well. So that's how we geared her out, excuse me. And again, she's 109, 130 on the damage. She's 204. As long as she's faster than my nukers, setting the table as we spoke about, it's going to be great. Almost 3K on the base attack, but more importantly, 42K is a decent amount of HP for this champion, and a little bit low. I'm aiming for around 2,000 on the defense, ideally even a little bit higher, but depends on where you're using her. Speaking of where we're using her, let's go ahead, before I show you her build on my free-to-play account, I think I only have her at level 50. She's a champion you can definitely get viability out of, even at level 50, right? Let's go to Faction Wars. I have Barbarian Crypt open. I tried to assemble I don't know what to call it, free-to-play, but champions that are fairly accessible. Scylla the Drakes, Soulbound Bowyer, Alika, and Yakarl, who's available in the clan shop, Fragments. So I put this team together for stage 21 of Barbarian Factions, and nice and easy. It's not the fastest team in the world, but you'll see how even it doesn't seem like a debuffer would ever fall in the mold of being a support champion. But you know what, guys? The faster you kill the enemy, it means that they're not going to be killing you. So oftentimes, again, setting that, how many times is this guy going to say setting the table? Maybe I'm hungry. It's a little Freudian slip going on right now. But the thing is, for me, is that, like, it's beautiful, right? Having that 100% decreased defense, there's some champions. There's Fleshmonger, who has a 75% decreased defense. He's a Magic Affinity champion. There's Dagger, who has a 75% decreased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. But again, we're really looking for that 100% to be super consistent. And we're getting through these waves easily here. And we're already onto the red boss in less than a minute. Not bad at all. So we really have, when you think about it, only one real support champion on this team in Scylla the Drakes. And I see you guys in the comments asking for my girl Scylla the Drakes guide. It is coming soon, guys. Trust me. I'm trying to do as many guides as I possibly can on this channel, get you guys all set up. But you know, there's so many champions and so little hours in the day here. Anyway, we're breaking through to the red boss. Things are looking really loud, motorcycles going by right now, but hopefully you guys can't hear it. Only I can. Distracting me, not you. So you can see, guys, that she's... The one thing I like about this is she's not aggroing the red boss, right? Because her HP is high enough. So that can kind of circumvent having low defense, is having high HP on champions who are a little squishy too. That way they're not going to, again, steal that aggro. You can see that we have decreased defense on the boss. It's going to help us get a lot more extra damage as we go here. And eventually, we're going to get the job done. So let me come back to you when we do get the job done, because I don't think I can ramble for 2 more minutes here. All right, guys, so we just finished, and look at that, 2 5-star speed glyphs. Yeah, buddy, sign me up. Now, I do want to say, guys, if you're using Warmaiden, talking about an alternative build before we go to the free-to-play, if you're using Warmaiden just for end game content, right? Basically using her for secret rooms only against waves, no bosses, I don't think she's the worst champion to consider putting in a stun set. She only has 1 AoE attack, but it is on a 3-turn cooldown, and stunning the opponents in endgame, you know, very difficult level 300 plus waves. It can still be effective as long as you have 1 AoE on a 3-turn cooldown. So if I went that route, I'd probably forego the offensive tree and end with Fearsome Presence to get that stun up from artifacts to a 23%. I'd also go with Harvest Despair to potentially get a leech placed when she's placing those stuns. So that would be the only changes I would make to the build. I guess the only other thing too is if she's dying, you know, sacrifice the crit rate on the gauntlets and just go HP percentage there as well. So let me go ahead and switch to my free-to-play. We'll just see how I have her geared out, and I'll show you a quick arena battle. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we do have her 5-star, and she's not even fully ascended, so we do not have the benefit of having accuracy on our banner. So this is, again, a super early game Warmaiden, but I actually ran her in lifesteal just to help kind of keep her alive, because boy, is she squishy. There's not much to heal there, and there's really not going to be that much damage. So really, lifesteal, just because I had the gear sitting around. I wouldn't say lifesteal is the #1 set for this champion, unless you're going to build her with some crit rate to actually get some of that healage. It's 30% of the damage dealt, but hey, it helps when you're rocking no good artifacts on the champion. Most importantly, though, she needs accuracy, 196, and she needs to be faster than my nuker at 175. I've been using Skull Crown here, and she's at 174. So she's going to be setting the table for Skull Crown. I said it again. Let's go ahead and go into the arena. Let's just find a random team here that we think we can beat, and let's put this squad together. So let's go Skull Crown. Let's go Apothecary for our speed booster. Let's go with, where is she? Where is she? There's Warmaiden. And then our nuker is going to, we already have our nuker in there. So we can just 3-man this, you know. You can add in a flex position, you know, another nuker or whatever you want. But we don't need anything else necessarily on this strategy, because it's a 3-man strategy. You get a speed booster and apothecary. You come in here, you debuff everybody with Warmaiden. We actually miss a couple there. And then we nuke them down, right? So that's the strat. Hopefully we can keep these 2 alive here for Skull Crown to finish him off. All right, let's go in here at, okay, again, not built for a lot of damage here, obviously. Come with the A1. Okay. Come in with the A1 there. And here we go. We're almost cycled back, but again, we're staying alive. Let's speed boost. Let's go with another big hit there. Come on, Skull Crown. Finish him off. All right, we have that A3 up again. Again, we apply that decreased defense. We get unkillable. And we come back in here with the A1. 1 down, 3 to go. And here they go. Boom. 2 down, 1 left. Let's finish him. Let's finish him. Oh man, this is a battle here, huh, guys? Ooh! Boom! Oh no, no. Okay, there it is. All right, so we get the job done, guys. Again, I'm just throwing like 3 champions together here, you know, level 50 or whatever. But that's the whole strategy there. Make sure that your booster's going first, then Warmaiden, then your nuker. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed this guide of Warmaiden. Again, no lore on this champion. It's a shame. Let me know if you have any champion requests in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.